This is the plaintiff, Todd Fox. He says the defendant owns the property behind his house. She has debris and brush lying on top of his fence, and it's so damaged it has to be replaced. The defendant is a mean woman who refuses to take responsibility for her unkempt property. And neighbor or no neighbor, he's suing for the $2,500 it's going to cost him to take care of the problem. This is the defendant, Suzanne Kajin. She says the plaintiff's upset with her because she refused to sell him her property so he could expand his parking lot business. Once she told him she wasn't interested in selling, her trees were cut by someone, and the plaintiff demanded they be removed. She never hired anyone to cut her trees, thinks the plaintiff probably did it himself, and is doing all of this to pressure her to sell to him. She's accused of not trimming.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
These next-door neighbors are at war. The plaintiff says the defendant is a slob. The defendant says the plaintiff is out for revenge and cut down her trees. It's the case of trash talking.
This is Todd Fox. You are suing Suzanne Kajin for $2,500 to repair a fence and disposal of some trees that were cut and I guess fell on your adjoining property.
Pushed over.
Tell me what happened.
November of last year, I was just out and about. I do business in Albany, New York, which is where this property is located. Well, driving around some of my property, I discovered that someone had cut down trees and brush from an adjoining property onto my property. I had to do some homework to find out who the property owner was, which turns out to be Miss Kajin. I had a local real estate developer help me find out who the property owner was.
Okay, and this is a parking lot that you own?
It's an empty parking lot that I purchased to use as a future development site.
Okay, so you find out that it's her and you do what?
Yeah, I contacted her in November of last year asking her if she could, take care of the mess that was left behind. She claimed not to know anything about it. I emailed her several times. I sent pictures to her as I found it. And
what I don't understand is, what is it you're saying? That somebody cleared their property and dumped everything on your property? Or
her property was cleared. Her property backs up to my property.
So do you have pictures?
I do.
Okay, so in the pictures, is her property all clear of trees?
You can't see her property. All you see is the trees.
But you're testifying that her property was cleared of trees?
Her property is behind my property.
I understand that. Are you testifying that
yes.
her property, because you have eyeballs on the scene, I don't, that it was cleared of trees?
Trees and other growth. She owns a vacant lot.
Listen to my question. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think you're getting my question. I'm trying to understand. Show me the pictures. I want to see if there's more pictures than what I've already seen. My concern is when I look at these pictures, the only trees that seem to be cut are the ones that are close to your property.
What you're looking at is my property. The fence, which is the property line, is completely covered with the debris that was pushed over onto my property. You can't see the fence because of the debris that was pushed on top of it.
Okay, but somebody cut the trees only by your property line.
I don't know how much of the trees were cut. I've never been on her property.
Well, the ones on the other side of the fence are all up. They're not cut.
Again, I never entered her property.
No, I understand that, but in the picture you're showing me, if you look at the picture you're showing me, the trees on her property are not cut. The only trees cut would be the edge.
Your Honor,
the
what
ones
you're
that
looking
are
at is a
overgrowing.
pile of
I'm sorry,
trees.
did I finish my question?
Sure.
The ones that are overgrowing onto your property, right or no?
What you're looking at is a bunch of dead trees and debris that were cut down and pushed over the fence onto my property. You can't see the fence.
But listen to me. I hear, you keep repeating yourself and I understand what you're saying. She owns a property. The only thing that's cut, looking at this picture, are branches that are right by your property.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, you're not understanding what I'm asking. What's going on?
In October of last year, 2012, I was contacted by a real estate agent on behalf of Mr. Fox, who asked if I wanted to sell my property. And he offered me $5,000 for it, which is what I paid for it 10 years ago at an auction. And I said no. And so he came back with $20,000, and I said no. And he said, well, what do you want? And I said 75, which is very high. And then Mr. Fox contacted me 2 weeks later and said, there are a lot of trees that have been cut down on your property.
Wait.
Yep.
Because this is a very different story from what you're saying.
It is.
According to you, you had to research to find out who she was, and she says that you made her an offer on
Your
her
Honor,
property.
I've never met her. I've never spoken to her prior to me finding the mess on my property.
Did you have somebody authorized to make her an offer on the place?
I had somebody who was attempting to purchase a separate piece of property of mine, nothing to do with this piece, to also develop, and was interested in acquiring her property to use in conjunction.
What does had somebody mean?
Somebody contacted me. Somebody wanted to develop a separate piece of property that I own, along with her piece of property. I never contacted her. I never made her an offer regarding the purchase of her property. I contacted her
I'm
only
sorry,
to clean
is what
up
you're
the
trying
mess.
to say that someone was making both of you an offer?
A realtor, a local
A realtor was making both of you an offer on behalf of a third party you're not
I
associated
believe it
with.
was on behalf of himself, but
Okay.
one has nothing to do with the
Go
other.
ahead, go on.
Oh, me? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
what do
Okay.
you say Mr. Fox contacted you?
Well, yes, a realtor contacted me asking to buy the property, and then Mr. Fox.
On behalf of whom?
He did not say who it was,
Okay.
but Mr. Fox subsequently said that he was trying to develop a property.
Did Mr. Fox try to buy your property, yes or no?
I believe Mr. Fox
No,
did.
I don't want to know what you believe. It's very,
Okay.
I just want to know what happened. Did Mr. Fox say to you, I want to buy your property? I'm not understanding what you're saying.
No, a real estate agent said, I want to buy your property.
Okay, then Mr. Fox called you and what?
And said there are trees down on the
So the first time you talked to Mr. Fox, he's not trying to buy your property.
That is correct. Mr. Fox himself, that is correct.
What did the realtor say? They were acting on behalf of Mr. Fox.
That was my understanding at the
But
time.
you don't sound very clear on it. You're
well,
kind of,
because I have no paperwork
okay,
to
go
suggest that.
Go on.
Okay. So Mr. Fox said, your trees are on my property and it's a mess, cleaned it up. And I have seen my property he's kind of on the backside. I have a picture here or two of my property. This big thing here, parking lot I believe is all of Mr. Fox's, and I haven't researched that, but this little teeny piece here is mine. And
I can't see from there. You're
Okay,
going to have to
I'm
come
sorry.
close. No, that's all right. Come closer. Come over here.
Me?
Yes. Stand right here.
Yep. Okay.
Try that again.
Okay, so I believe that Mr. Fox, and that may not be the case, but my belief is that he owns this big
Okay.
parking lot. This little thing here is my property.
The undeveloped one.
The undeveloped thing right there is
Okay.
mine.
And then, hold on.
Yep.
So these are all individually owned?
Yes, those are people's backyards.
Okay, wow, nobody cuts their trees there.
That's correct.
They're all overgrown
That's
over
right.
your parking. Okay.
And
they're not
when
cut
I go
down.
to see,
Huh?
They're not cut down over my property. They're just growing.
okay, mine are cut down over your property.
Right.
when
That's what it's exactly his complaint,
Okay.
that yours are cut down
That
over
is
his
correct.
property, and he wants you to pave to remove them. Did you cut them down over his property?
No, I did not. And I did not cause them to be cut down. The trees are cut down in his parking lot. There's I had no idea.
Were the rest of the trees cut, the other ones? You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. It was wintertime and things were dead. But where my trees are cut down, it is a big pile. I was flabbergasted.
Were they, how did that happen?
I don't know. My only thought was that Mr. Fox would like me to sell my property.
Well, and that's fine if you had any evidence that he was trying to buy your property.
Do
but
you want to step back?
Yeah, go ahead and step back.
Let me find an email from him.
Sure. That would be very helpful if we found an email from him trying to buy your property.
Okay, can you cut overhanging branches to the property line?
Although I would say yes, you can cut them, but you're gonna come off as a jerk.
Why a jerk?
Because they probably look nice. Everyone loves nature.
Right, as they fall in your car going inside the courtroom.
Did you ever inspect to see if they had been cut down or if it had been blown down?
I believe it was cut down.
Why would anybody do that?
Your Honor, I have no idea,
Right.
but I can assure you it wasn't me, and I have no interest in
No,
in
I
owning
understand.
her
I understand.
land. Your Honor, the way it looks
I mean,
to me,
her allegation is that you cut them.
I absolutely
And then you
did
just
not.
don't want to haul them, so you want her to pay for hauling
There's
them. In
not
fact,
a
she
chance.
has this theory that you've tried to buy the property from her. Did you find something?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I did. It says when I gave him the $75,000, or the real estate agent, more specifically, the $75,000 price, the real estate agent said, no, that's too much. And then 2 weeks later, I get my first
Complaint about the trees?
complained about
Okay,
the trees.
lady, do you have any proof he tried to buy your property?
Well, he says, I wrote him back and I said, when I went there, the lot was clean. Was my price too high?
Oh, what's he say to that?
And he says, as for your price, it was too high to make our project feasible. I was looking to do an apartment building nearby and need additional parking.
Woman, let go of those papers and hand them to my bailiff. Hello?
Your Honor, I never attempted to buy your property.
Are you kidding me? What kind of words are you mincing? What do you think I meant? What do you think I meant? How are you sending her this email and looking me right in the eye and saying, I don't know what you're talking about. That was some third party.
Your Honor, it was a third party that was trying to acquire both properties.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I'd never made her an attempt
Oh, do me a favor. Go pick up your own garbage that you cut down. Verdict for the defendant.
Oh, yeah. Come. Stay here with me. Talk. You sure?
Yeah.
This is your chance. Well, he is gone, and so you step right over here, come in here, and you can speak for the both.
For the both?
For both of you.
Okay.
On this case.
I mean, he chose not to speak.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not surprised. When I was running across, I was looking for his business address, and I ran across a Yelp
Hurry up.
description of his. It says rude, confrontational staff and psychotic management have made dealing with a lost monthly. They're talking about him and his parking passes.
Well, that's just somebody's comment.
No, and the next comment says it's disgusting, and I mean, he's doing what he does best.
Well, he's your neighbor.
He is my neighbor. God bless us all.
Enjoy the holidays with him.
Thank you very much.
Harvey?
Okay, here's the deal. You can cut the branches and roots to the property line, but that's it.